Wait. No CC lift. Over here in the upper right, we have our Zerg. He is
SK Telecom T1 Soulkey, 김민철.
And in the upper left here in the blue, up one game, he is
Acer Innovation, 이신형.
All right. Well, here we are.
Yes.
Habitation Station, no lift because Innovation is that good. He's not going to play anything gimmicky here.
We've had a lot of Terrans lift on this map.
Yeah.
Including
You
Maro.
can tell by Innovation's arms that he does not lift.
So we have the Zerg just going to go for a hatch over here. And it looks like Terran is banking up to get a command center now.
Yeah, it looks like a command center first going to be coming out of it. Either that or two very late barracks. Fun time, Staceless. I like it.
Well,
the gentleman's handshake here.
Yeah, they're going for the macro play now. And here is the barracks. So, you know, we've seen players play this map very differently, in PvZ as well, for instance, or even, well, just, you know, the way the gold base encourages people to occasionally take it, but then there's, you know, a serious penalty if you're not able to utilize it correctly. Lately, we've seen more players not, like, minus the command center lifts, because that's a very different situation, but we've seen a lot of Zergs and Terrans occasionally not go for that gold base as early on, especially in this season.
Well, as people really figure out what to do against gold bases, I think that becomes a much smarter move. Because, like, especially at the beginning, when everyone was lifting command centers, it was actually this ludicrous time of people just not understanding how to play against gold. You know, it was like either overreacting or underreacting. It was just never reacting correctly.
It's so funny because there was a phase early on in SC2 where in the gold, we just had tons of maps with gold bases, and then that was a kind of a more commonplace theme in the game.
Well, back then, mules got the bonus as well.
Yeah, and
that
so, I
was
mean, you'd be crazy not to go to the gold base in some cases. But then we stopped using maps like that, and then they finally came back. So that it's funny, we didn't see it right away as much on this map. And then, bam, everybody started using it a lot, especially in PvZ. That was really popular to do. And then even in TVZ, we finally went full circle here, and we had command center lifts. And we're having a Roach War in here again, Artosis.
Well, I wonder if this is going to be some sort of all-in play or just a Roach pressure. Now, he doesn't have Zergling speed, so this is definitely a lot different than the last game. This isn't like make 8 Roaches, then rally in a bunch of Speedlings. This is instead just going to be probably 8 Roaches only.
Looks like you're probably right. He's got that money saved up. The Roaches are going to start right now.
Yeah, wants to make them at the natural and rally a little bit quicker. There's like a couple of them, though. Stragglers have to be made in the main.
Meanwhile, back at Innovation's base, we have the 2 Hellions starting up here. And these Roaches all rallied out here. And from there, Zerg goes back to making drones. This is going to give Zerg map control while he's out on the map.
Yeah, and you know what? There's not a bunker yet, I don't believe, right? And as far as actual units go, he's pumping out some Hellions. Okay, he does have a bunker. Never mind. That's actually very good that he has one. And he's going to see these Roaches before they get there. So with just this many front...
Ooh, nice snipes. 2 Hellions down. This is bad. This is really bad for Innovation.
That's as good as
even though Hellions are not great against Roaches, you need at least something back there to do some extra damage. This is one. Now 2 Marines inside of a bunker.
Well, he's going to target SCVs here. This is... Now comes the dance where you dance the SCVs back and forth. You've got to keep the bunker alive, but you don't want him to be able to target down too many, because look, he's already got 6 kills.
And you can see how slowly the damage that these Marines deal out of this bunker is. That's why he wanted to keep some of those Hellbats alive, so he could do some more suppress damage. He's actually going to get the bunker if he... Nope. Was moving for just too long there.
The dancing of Innovation really well done here. And
yeah.
Especially as that Marauder pops up, he has to run away.
Because the Hellions are now going to try to race around. They are faster than the Roaches. Soulkey did do a good job, though, shooting down those SCVs. That was very nicely done.
I think it wasn't as good as he wanted for sure this time. Like that was a bit underwhelming, I feel like. Even though he's still got a decent amount of SCVs, he made these roaches just so early on, and he doesn't really have map control anymore anyways.
All right, the roaches are now coming back down here and driving back those Hellions. Getting just a few out there to keep him on his toes.
Right now, we do definitely have a pretty big supply lead for Soulkey, but that's really roach-based, you know, because he has, what, 7 or 8 roaches still?
We do have 42 drones and 36 SCVs, too, here for the workers. It looks like he wants to come back out here and just keep those Hellions back at home. And so he's going to go ahead and do that. In fact, the second bunker here, just in case. Yeah. And now Soulkey backs up. He was not close enough to make sure the Hellions were staying in there, so he's not sure if they're actually going around again. The Evo chambers are coming down now.
And he's getting roach speed, and he sees that roach speed upgrading, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Soulkey is A, going to stand roaches, or B, going to do another big attack. When you have a decent amount of roaches like he has 7 or 8 right now, getting roach speed is just not even that bad to do. It really helps out in defense of anything. But he is getting that +1 ranged attack, so looks like he definitely is going to add more roaches in as well.
Yeah, you know, one thing we were seeing a little bit earlier on there with Shine was, for instance, Shine got stuck going roaches.
Yes.
Which is something that's going to happen. I mean, when you tech to something that's very strong for a specific moment, in this case, like roaches early on against Terran. Terran's pretty brittle early on. They always have been.
Yeah.
You get those roaches out there, but then you are sometimes stuck on a tech like this for a little bit. So we see the range attack coming down here. Getting more roaches now with the Ling speed. The Lings together with the roaches can be very effective. But he does need to get that Spire finished, like we see over here, because if you just have Roach Ling or Roach Baneling on the ground, the Terran is free to rule the map with the Medivacs.
Well, those Medivacs going to be coming out pretty quickly here, as that starport's going to be finishing up. We'll see what he can get done with those. But 16 roaches on the map, that's no laughing matter, especially when they have speed and +1 pretty soon here. Ooh, this is a good scout. He sees this coming before. Did he see it, actually? Did he miss that? I think he just missed.
I think you're right, Artos. I think he actually just barely missed that. And some nice drone kills here. Just slowing down the worker development there. Innovation going to take the gold base. This also gives him a lot more push potential. He can very easily push the second and or the third while still trying to cover the gold base himself. We don't have... Where are the SCVs? I think they're being transferred now. A little bit late there.
He definitely needs to get SCVs on that gold base ASAP to make it pay off correctly. He does have some going up. Even has a siege tank there to help defend. But as far as upgrades go, we actually have them pretty even overall. Baneling speed on the way. Still more roaches being made, but his Spire finished up, so I wonder how many roaches he's really planning on.
Yeah, me too, actually. He's got the 8 mutas coming up here. He doesn't have that perfect complete Zerg air ground army yet, where Terran really has to back off, especially when Baneling speed is done. Do you think there's a chance he's going to do a timing here and try to hit the army that Innovation has over here at the gold base?
No, I don't. I mean, it could happen, but I think what's going to happen is the mutas are going to try to pull units out of position, and if he sees a hole, he'll hit it.
Okay.
But overall, I think he is going for a little bit more macro behind this all. He's adding, right now, a macro hatch. He's getting a 4th base, and he's just got to see what he can get done with these mutas.
Well, he does have this army down here. The mutas are poking over there, trying to do a little bit of damage here and there to the edge of the gold base, hitting that gas, and now coming over here into the main. So he's getting how many Marines are actually pulled out over here inside Innovation's main. And by the way, supplies dead even for the time being, both at 145. 1-1 here is done for the Terran. 2-2 is now coming down.
And, those mutas not really pulling anything out of position up for him to do anything, even though his units are kind of ready and poised to strike. I mean, he might do a runaround with them, like when the Terran moves out, but if you go into a base trade on this small map against a Terran army like this, I don't think you're going to be able to win, so he's going to have to continue to push his creep and macro up so he can actually kill the army.
The problem for Zerg is that, a Terran, it's very easy for them to just make more Marauders. In fact, we see a concussive shell now being made. He made a lot of these roaches here that are not going to have anywhere near as much equity. And as a different combination.
Yeah, they're just going to have to
units.
tank shots, basically.
Yeah, which is really kind of sucky for Soulkey later on here, since you can see they're both completely tied in supply.
Yeah.
Granted, that's innovation. He's very good at macro. But normally we'd see the Zerg get a boost somewhere economically because he wasn't making all those roaches.
That siege tank is actually stuck. That's actually a really big deal. He has a siege tank stuck in his main base.
Oh, that's not
That's
good.
a big deal.
When there's banelings out with speed like this, yeah,
and
that's
roaches
really bad.
as well. I mean, the siege tanks are just like MVPs in this army. So that sucks for him. But, you know, he has 9 medevacs and still has a pretty decent number of siege tanks and marauders mixed in here. Ooh, Soulkey is like so out of position with this army. What is his plan? He's got to bring it back. If he just does a counterattack, I don't know that he can actually hold against Innovation's main force. They're both maxed out.
Oh, he scans everywhere, but doesn't see too much. And now, oh, he's going back. Okay, I think he saw just a glimpse of those lings coming up there. This is what Zerg has to do in a spot like this: is counter, counter, counter. And it seems that Innovation thought, okay, he's going to come up here. Now he's going to go back and look into pushing again. But there's a good army back here defending, and this is one of those moments where you got to hate SCBs on turrets. It's funny because whenever that happens, you just have to watch the turret very closely and watch the line go up and or back and forth.
Sometimes it's really close.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I guess I lost 4 mutas, and now I know I can't win this. So he stems forward here. Now notice he doesn't have his entire army up here. He's waiting to see if the Zerg is going to counter because that's the only logical step. Here comes that counter now.
Well, the counter could be used as a flank as well if Innovation gets out of position. And his army's still in a good position here. Very hard to flank that. It's a really long way around.
And he's basically controlling.
That's a little bit further up than I thought.
He's controlling both bridges here. Oh my God! Blindsiding the 2 tanks.
Well, it looks like at the same time his other force is moving forward. A lot of banelings in it, and this is quite a nice flank, but that is a lot of marauders.
Yeah, that might be too many marauders. Wait, does he have enough Marines though? I think he does not, actually. That's so funny. He killed off all the roaches, but the Marines were the winners there in that battle.
Well, the composition here of Innovation, even though it looks like it's going to completely overwhelm, doesn't work out. A little bit too Marine light, and the mutas reign supreme.
Okay, so the mutas have to back out. Again, that turret just well placed enough the SCVs can wrap around it real fast. Soulkey is in not bad shape here, guys. He's got the bottom right spot, which he's going to just start, sapping resources from. Innovation's in a weird spot because he can't quite land that command center in the center left yet. The mutas are still a threat here. Innovation has to eyeball that constantly as they're orbiting around the gold base. And it looks like with this big army down here, is this enough? Oh no, I thought, well, let's see actually, if he doesn't pick up.
Yeah, I mean,
if he doesn't micro it,
really mess things up.
But more Marines come down. It might still be too many banelings.
Well, he's definitely minimizing the Marine counts here. His mutas in the meantime just destroying this gold. Soulkey is in just a really great spot, I would say, here, Tasteless. You know, he's all over the place. He's actually at Hive Tech now before 3-3 finishes here for Innovation, which is pretty nice. He's got a good drone count. He's harassing the economy over the place, eliminating important units, and just overall playing a better scrappy game than his Innovation.
Yeah, look at how he's even saving those banelings, not going for the SCV. He says, no, I could probably zone out the Terran here, or at least keep the Terran busy enough that I could take out most of what's up here at the gold, and he gets the command center. Nicely done.
Yeah, that means he's going to have to lift that one in his main base, most likely, but not even quite done mining from the main, so going to be a bit before then.
Oh my God. I didn't even cast that. I just stared at that. I'm like, wow, this is bad.
Well, he canceled the planetary at least, but lost the command center itself.
And a nice little drop there, but that's probably not going to be enough for Innovation to come back from. Innovation is really, really injured here. He's got this push coming out.
Yeah, it's still a lot of supply.
He has to make a lot happen with this push here because right now Soulkey is in an absolutely fantastic spot as far as economics go, as far as development into the further part of this game goes.
Well, he's actually up like 30 army supplies, so he definitely still has a shot here, but this is mostly Marines that we're watching. And against a bunch of Banes and Lings, there's going to be 40 Banes here in a second. I think the Soulkey's going to be able to crush this, no problem.
All right, Innovation splitting out here, and it seems like Soulkey just has too much. Yeah. We almost can't even follow all this. This battle's actually so big, but this should bring us now into game number 3, the deciding game.
Rightfully so, with
Yeah.
Soulkey against Innovation.
This guy's so close here.
These two are meant to have epic battles for our enjoyment.
He's losing these mutas, but
That's actually very bad.
Yeah, I think, okay, never mind. He's got more mutas over here. So, there's really no way for Innovation to get another base up here.
No, he's
there's
in
just nothing.
really bad shape. He's barely mining right now. He has very few units. 3-3 is going to be finishing up for Soulkey, and
All right.
GG.
GG with the unnecessary mule land there.
All right. This is heating up, Tasteless.
It's our
1-1.
final game today, guys.
Final game of the round of 16, in fact.
Yeah.
Innovation versus Soulkey.
There's only 2 players left out of the 16 that we had here, and only one's going to go on to the round of 8 here.
That's right. Well, that actually makes 10 players left then, but...
No, I'm talking about here in the round of 16, though.
Yeah, indeed.
The rest in the round of 8.
Well,
So, we only one guy's out for good. The other guy moves on. That's
both
it,
been playing
man.
really well today.
Despite this, this could have been this was finals previously. Now we're here in this phase of the tournament, and already one of these guys is going home.
Soulkey's setting up that nice flank there, really being patient with that Baneling Ro16 army that he had. That was pretty awesome. And the fact that there just weren't enough Marines to help out against those mutas, everything really went well for Soulkey there. So, will he be able to do it again? The last map going to be Frost, kind of our big standard macro map.
The map picked by Innovation, by the way.
Not surprised about that. He likes this map.
Innovation did not a bad job back there, but Soulkey was really on top of his game. I got a lot of these Zergs just expanding away from the gold base, expanding away from the Terran, back to the traditional school of thought in ZBT, take bases far away, control the map, make it difficult for them to shut down you growing.
Well, this is why Soulkey is the Zerg to study.
Yeah, he's
It's not life. I know you like to watch life. Don't study life. You're not going to get why you lose. Study Soulkey.
It's you're actually correct, because life's going to win a lot more with tactics. Game number 3 here for these two. Has loaded up Soulkey against Innovation on the map Frost here at the GSL Code S.